Hello my crazies, I'm back with you today to show you how to make these cute little puffy hearts. Now I'm making these as a pair, so one's a keyring and the other one has got a cord attached to it that can be placed around your wrist. Now I'm actually donating these to my local hospital to hand out to COVID-19 patients and their families. This one will go to the patient, so that if the worst happens, it can just stay on the wrist and it can go with them. And this one will be bagged up safely and given to the families or to a family member, along with any other items that they may get returned to them. But I'm also going to do a lot more of these in the hopes that this one gets given back to the hospital and the patient gets to go home. So then when the patient goes home, there's one for them and one for a loved one. So that is my hope. I plan to make more of these because we all want everyone to come home, don't we? Right, so let's get on and I'll show you how to do it. Right, for this project we're going to need a hook, a size 4 or an F, some scissors, darning needle and a keychain. Ideally, if you haven't got them, don't worry, a little bit of ribbon or maybe just an identical one to what I've got with a shorter thing on it will work just as well. And then you need some red. Now I'm actually doubling up on this. Now this is a DK weight, DK weight, so I'm doubling up on it. So an Aran would work beautifully as well with this project, but just the one strand. Right, now this is quite a lovely, quick and simple project. Now I think the worst bit of it is the magic slip knot. Now this is where we do a slip knot but the wrong way round. Right, so let's get to work. What we're going to do first is chain up 3. Now into the first slip stitch, which is by the knot, we are going to place a treble crochet. So to create your treble crochet, you twist your wool twice, you go in through the first stitch, pull up, hook over, pull through 2, hook over, pull through 2, hook over and pull through 2. Now we're going to do that for a total of 3 stitches. So let's hook over twice, into the same slip stitch, hook over, pull through 2, hook over, pull through 2, hook over, pull through 2. I'll do that for the third. There we go, so we've got your first 3 in. Okay, so for the next step we are going to chain over and we are going to place 3 double crochets into the same hole. Now we're going to chain 1. Now we're going to do another treble crochet. Chain 1 again. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be doing the same stitches but in reverse. So we are up for 3 double crochets, Now 3 treble crochets, and you start to see the shape now. Now we're matching this side, so we are going to do a chain of 2 and then a slip stitch into the center stitch again, pull it up and pull it tight. Okay, you can take your hook out for a moment. Now we turn it round, we get the strands here and we give them a gentle tug, and that will help to close the hole at the front. Grab your darning needle. Now this is where I'm a bit cheeky. I'm not going to sew in a lot on this, it's just enough to hold the stitches and everything in place, and any leftover wool that's still attached to the project I'm actually going to be using as stuffing. So all I've done there is slip my needle under one stitch so that I can tie a cheeky knot in it on the back side of your work, and just to secure everything there with those threads. There we go. Now it's just a case of pulling this end up a little bit more. If you feel comfortable, if you want to add another slip stitch in, you can, but for the first half of this, that's it. Just cut it off and you're done. Now we're going to make another one of these, but don't cut off your yarn. I'll meet you back at the end of the second one. Right, so I'm back with you now at the end of the second heart. I'm just doing my chain 2. Now before I join this, I'm going to grab my little chain here, pop it on the hook, and then I'm going to do my slip stitch through both parts, so that's the loop as well as the stitch. Now I'm going to pull up my yarn. I'm not cutting this off, which I'll show you in a minute. Now it's the case of tightening the back, doing that cheeky little stitch, There we go. So we're just tying the knot in the back. Again, don't worry about cutting these off. We are going to be using these to stuff it, to give it a little bit more of a bump. Right, now, so to join these, what we're going to do is we're going to place them back to back. Make sure that all your tails are off to one side. Now we are going to surface crochet, I believe it's called. So we're going to pop our hook through the first stitch on the top heart and first stitch on the back heart. Pick up your yarn, you're going to pull through and then pull through the loop on your hook. Now we're going to carry that on all the way around, so just make sure that you match up with your corresponding stitches on each section. Okay, and we're just going to make our way all the way around until we get to about here, and that's where I'll meet you in a second. Alright, just to show you the next step. Alright, so I'm back with you. So at this point I grab my tails and I pop them in and just push them around a little so they're out of the way of where I'm working, and then when it closes up you can just give it a little wiggle and move those tails to sit where you want them to, and it gives it a little bit more of a bounce. So it's just a case of finishing off now. Your last few stitches. There we go. The last one's normally a bit of a pain, but there we go. So just do a slip stitch and pull up just enough so that you've got enough to sew in your ends. There we go. Pop it onto your needle. Now what I actually like to do at this point is I like to add another stitch through the hook there, the chain there, just to ensure that it gives it a bit of extra stability, doesn't it? There we go. So that's it from the front, that's it from the back. Now it's just a case of running your needle in. Again, I'm a bit cheeky here. I know a lot of you are a lot better at sewing your ends in than I probably am, so if you just weave your ends through, or you can tie a cheeky knot and then weave, then you know you've not got to worry about anything slipping out and it undoing. Now for the one for the patient, all I do is I do not worry about putting the chain on, but when I get to this point here I pull up a lot more yarn, and then I use that yarn to make the loop, and then just sew in the end as I've just done here with a little knot, and then sew in all the straight, like the stray end, and that's it. That's basically going to be your matching hearts. Now of course you can do this with any yarn you want. I've used the red because this is what was left out of the project that me and my daughter have been working on, and I think my next one's probably going to be some lilac, maybe even some green. It's just a case of what you've got, because the families are going to appreciate it, and so are the patients. Alright, so that's it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you could subscribe if you're not, that would be brilliant. Also please like and leave me a little comment, give me a thumbs up, that would be amazing. I will see you all soon. Now stay in, stay safe. Bye bye for now.